I'm here with Sam Grundwerg, who is the world chairman of Karen Hayesod, and also with Pastor Larry Huch of the New Beginnings Church and also the Pastor Larry Huch Ministries. Sam, Karen Hayesod, one of the largest non-governmental agencies in Israel. You've been working with Pastor Huch for a long time, and you've also been a veteran of this trip. Tell me why you're here again and what you're doing in 2024.
Sure, Alex. So Karen Hayesod is one of Israel's 4 founding national institutions, working in 60 campaigns or Jewish communities around the world in 45 countries. And I've been in my position now for 5.5 years, and Pastor Larry Huch and his ministries have been working with Karen Hayesod for at least a decade and been involved in Israel for longer than that. And this is actually the second time that Pastor Larry has come on March of the Living. And this year, he brought with him and is leading, under the auspices of Karen Hayesod, is leading a delegation from his church of leaders to come and to see and to experience and to stand up for Israel and to learn and to bear witness.
Pastor Huch, it's a difficult time around the world for Jews. We're seeing scenes on university campuses, anti-Israel protests in the cities, a lot of hatred on social media. And you would get the sense as an Israeli looking at what's taking place that Americans are not supportive of Israel the way they used to be. But I believe that you represent a different delegation, a different demographics of people. Tell me a little bit about what you think the support for Israel in the United States looks like right now.
Yeah, Alex, in every interview we've done, we say what you're seeing on the media, what you're seeing at these college campuses. These guys are the loud minority. The majority of people in America love Israel, love the Jewish people, hate what we're seeing with anti-Semitism, not only in America, but with England, Europe, Australia. And one of the reasons why we came here is to make a stand and let people know, let Israel know, and let the Jewish people know around the world that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism, that we will not give any place, whether you're a religious leader, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a politician, if you're not standing up for Israel and standing against anti-Semitism, your silence is speaking loud words. And so we want to let everybody know, especially our Jewish friends in Israel and around the world, is that we are going to stand up loud. We're going to make our voices known. We're letting every politician we know that if you don't stand up with Israel, we'll make sure you're not a leader in America anymore.
Wow, that's very powerful. Tell me, do you think that the lessons that you learn when you walk around this place, that people in America really understand those lessons today, 80 years later?
You know, I really don't. And I think that's what, I think God's given me the job. We have a television program that's on every day around the world in many different ways. And every day we tell people, we educate people about the Jewish people, about the nation of Israel, not just their biblical right to have the land, but political right and historical right to that land. And so what we're seeing in the evangelical world is a great awakening. The eyes of the Gentiles, as the Torah says, the eyes of the Gentiles are being opened. And I feel it a great honor that God has given me in my heart the mission to let the evangelical world know, let the Gentile world know the true history of not only Israel, but what happened here. And, Alex, if I can say, and I'm very proud to say it out loud. When I came here last year and I heard the stories about some Christians hiding Jews in their basement or hiding Jews behind hidden walls, I want everybody to know that's never going to happen again. We are not going to hide Jews in our basements. We're not going to hide Jews behind hidden walls. We're going to come out in God's great sunlight, stand shoulder to shoulder with every Jew, stand heart to heart, stand spirit to spirit, and we will say, and I hate to use this cliche, never again. And especially since October 7th, I went to Israel right after October 7th, met with Karen Hayesod because we started hearing in the media it didn't really happen, it's not as bad. And I want everybody to understand the media was wrong in what happened, because when we went there, Sam and I went there, I realized it was much worse than we understood. And so we want to get the word out that Israel not only has the right to protect themselves, they have the obligation to let their citizens live in peace. And as evangelicals, as Christians, we're going to stand up with every Jewish person around the world and say, you have a right to live without terror.
Sam, you've invested a lot of energy into maintaining and strengthening the relationship between Israel and pro-Israel Christians, particularly in the United States and around the world. Tell me why you spend so much time working together with this community.
Well, Alex, it's so important, the history, the shared values, the Judeo-Christian values, and the fact that we have such a difficult history, and to have leaders like Pastor Larry, and there are not enough of them. As a matter of fact, here on March of the Living, I'm not sure that we've seen, there are other Christians, I'm not sure that we've seen other Christian leaders, but it's so important to walk shoulder and shoulder with our Christian friends and to understand not to hide and sweep under the carpet the difficult past that we had, but to learn about it and to correct it going forward. Pastor Larry, even before October 7th, for years, and his ministry and his friends have been supporting his community. They've been supporting Israel. They've been supporting Aliyah. They've been supporting Holocaust survivors. They helped with the emergency we had in Ukraine and the surge in Aliyah that we saw. And now, since October 7th, have absolutely stepped up to the plate. Came here immediately, as you heard, to Israel to see, to hug, to embrace, and they are really so dedicated. And it's very important that other like-minded Christian leaders around the world see that example, follow that example, and that together that we can really correct the horrors of the past.
And obviously, Karen Hayesodin is an address to help make that happen. Sam Grundwerg, Pastor Larry Huch, thank you so much for being with us here on the March of the Living.
Thank you, Alex.